Okay, I tagged you in the Summit Club. Beautiful. It's so fun, dude. Anytime you post, anytime any of us post, you can like immediately like it and retweet it from your other account, so you get that instant dopamine boost. It's the best, bro. I love it. Love that shit. But yeah. So what was I even saying about the reviews that we were literally just talking about that like 2 seconds ago.
So you told me how you'd use TikTok.
Is that where we were going with that? Okay, yeah. Well, okay, so that'll actually be some alpha for people who make content. Big content creator alpha is to do some TikTok ads. So people who don't know, TikTok ads run just like Facebook ads, except they're way more optimized right now because they're so cheap because they're so brand new. And so I ran a $50 campaign, and directly from that campaign, I was able to land around $1,000 return from that. And so that's pretty unheard of. That's about as good as NFTs get right there. $50 to 1,000. So that's I don't even know what kind of X that is, like a 50X or 100X or something.
That should be such an easy math.
Right? Wait,
no, it's a double. It's a sort of two number. It's a
no, it's not a 50X. It's a 20X. Yeah. 50 times. Yeah. 20X. Okay, that was way over. Okay, well, 20X is still 20X is fucking good. I'll take a 20X. So 20, yeah, TikTok ads are great. Took super. It was like almost nothing to get it set up. It was just like set up an account, and then I can just take a TikTok I've already made and just promote it basically, and it just sends it out to a shit ton of people who are looking up NFT stuff and like business stuff and stuff like that. And yeah, it was wild. It was really wild. And also doing follow-ups. I just tweeted about this last night at like 4 a.m. because I sent out about 150 emails, I think, and 150 DMs to people I previously worked with, and then also people that have just like left me on red. And like literally so many people were like, oh shit, like I completely forgot, like yes. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like people literally just got busy.
Do you wanna give a bit of like context as to who those, so what was your aim with that campaign? Like how did you set it up? Who are you targeting? That kind of thing. Because what like for at least from my perspective, what that demonstrates is a bit of a kind of assumption, a bit of a hypothesis, is that there are people looking for Web3 services or people to help with Web3 services, but they don't know how to find them, how to access them. And TikTok is an amazing way to potentially get through to them. But what did you do with your campaign? Why do you think it was successful? Why do you think you got that ROI?
So I went on to TikTok ads, like it's like ads.tiktok.com or something like that. And then I basically just made an account and then ran a campaign, an event, and basically just typed in NFTs as interests and business as interests and something like that. And then I just picked one of my TikToks. I'll play the TikTok for you guys so you can see kind of what it would look like as an example. So this is the exact one that I promoted. If you're worried your NFT project is going to sell out, oh shit, I was holding it in front of the wrong camera. There we go. All right, okay. I'll turn my mic this way so you can hear it. So this is the exact campaign that made me money. What the fuck? If you're worried your NFT project isn't going to sell out, then I can help you. I'm Kate. I'm an NFT YouTuber, and I've been in this space since last June. And I've cultivated a very engaged and educated audience on YouTube through reviews like this. And I've done podcasts with some of the biggest people in the space, like the founder of Doodles. Now, I don't do promotions, but I do offer my review video package and my consulting package. If you want to get involved in that, just email me at georgeofficial@gmail.com or shoot me a DM on Twitter at Kate Bergman. Boom. Straight to the point. No bullshit. Just here's what I got. Here's what I'm offering. Bye.
So here, okay, this is what I really fucking love about this, because this really comes back to like the core of like what I think myself and Cade and a bunch of like others who do this do. And what he is like demonstrating, we've talked about this on the podcast before. What you've just shown there is you have stacked 3 of the highest value skills on top of each other. And no shit, it pays off, right? So first up, we've got video making. That's your number 1 core skill. Extremely high value skill, which is being able to create content, whether it's written media, visual media, audio media, whatever it is. So that's skill number 1 that Cade has just fucking crushed. But he's a master at it. He's been doing it for years, decade. So, but that's one hugely high value skill.
Decade.
Decade. Exactly. It's all. This is all a plan for him, right? Even his name comes down to it. He's like working in decades. But you know, skill number 1 is making videos. Skill number 2 is being able to figure out digital marketing. And one of those is, so he's just done that. TikTok ads, the most high leverage form of social media marketing at the moment, which is TikTok ads, highest reach, lowest costs, highest ROI. So skill number 2, high value skill. Third skill, selling. He just fucking sold himself and his skills on that video. Like he sold.
Dude, if I had 20,000 subscribers, I would have gotten so many more. But it's fine.
But what you're doing is you're building a foundation of the fundamental skills. And you look at people like, the truth is like, you look at people like Alex Becker, and that's how he is where he is today. Video, marketing, selling.
Dude, everyone who's rich is in sales and marketing. Yeah. Everybody, like, literally, there's like no in between. It's like you're either in marketing and you're rich, or you're broke. Like that's it. There's like no in between. If you want to be rich, like marketing is where it's. I mean, Zerk got into some kind of marketing / e-commerce. Like the e-commerce marketing sales. If you can master that, if you can master marketing and sales, you can sell any. I mean, obviously you can sell anything because that's what you're learning is to sell something. But if you're able to sell a service, man, I mean, you can make some serious coin, especially in the NFT space. You know, I charge not that much money in relation to like, I feel like what I bring out. I think it's mainly just the following that I have that I'm not to bump up the prices. But there's people out there who charge 1 ETH for a tweet and they get absolutely nothing from that. They get maybe a couple hundred people join the Discord, but none of them, they don't know anything about the project still. They just joined the Discord because promo, and maybe they got whitelist or something, but they don't have anything. After they get the tweet out, it's over. But for me, like you get a video that's posted forever. And then you can literally take my video, snip it up, and post it on your content. So now you have your own content. Then you can take my content, cut out the audio, and then recycle my content and reformat it for something else. And it's just like there's so many things you can do with that I'm just like, this is where it's at. Like this is where it's at for more YouTubers. They need to do it. You know, it would probably hurt my business if everyone started doing it. But I don't know. It's like an underrated thing. If you can carve out your own niche and then figure out how to sell it, dude, TikTok is really, really where it's at. So I told Tom yesterday, I was like, yo, Summit Club needs to have an ad literally just like that. You can literally copy and paste that exact ad and just like swap out your project with it, and you would kill, bro.
This is why I wanted to ask you a bit more about how you set up the campaign, like because I've done Facebook ads, right? So that's one of this. I know how to do Facebook ads, and it's very similar to TikTok ads. Like, what did you set like any like specific audiences out or demographics, or did you just went?
I did the broadest. I went broad NFTs business because I'm hoping if they're looking at NFT business stuff, that's not going to be 15-year-old kids. I want it to be tailored to our business people who are trying to either incorporate NFTs or do like a project review or something like that. Right. And so yeah, I think that's something I talk about a lot is like audience, choosing your audience. If you tailor your audience towards a certain demographic, you'll see way more success. Like if you're trying to tailor it toward dentists, like Tom was a dentist in the past life. He was a doctor. I saw that shit on your last video. You were like, legally you can say you're a doctor. I was like, holy shit, Dr. Tom, Dr. Youngs. That is lit.
I know.
That is lit.
Yeah, but you're like, so that's one of the learnings that I had from last year when I did when I went through Facebook ads was when there was an iOS update last year which fucking it just killed all the performance from Facebook ads. All of a sudden it went from really high ROI to it was tough to get sales and get an ROI. But what people were doing was, and people were recommending, was that they're setting audiences extremely broad and letting the algorithm just choose where it's going to get.
Exactly. And that's where TikTok's the best. TikTok already sends it to strangers anyway. And so they just like, it just like stacked and stacked and stacked. I think I got a few converted like Twitter followers and stuff like that. I didn't. And Here's the thing with TikTok ads, you can make it so simple. You don't even have to have a web. So you would probably direct them to the website, but you can also just like not direct them to anything and not have to set up any kind of extra work. Like you had to, if you want to send it to a website, you have to go through like pixel generator and like set up an account over there. And then like you have to like link it together. It's like all this bullshit. And I was like, I don't even have a website. So I was like, let me just like put in like the actual video. Hey, email me here or tweet or like send me a DM here. Yeah. And it works out pretty well because they can also leave a comment on that video and be like, hey, I'm interested. Then I can follow up on them. But I'm learning a lot of stuff about business. And then I looked back on like my past like 8 or 9 months doing brutally honest reviews and how I've kind of like grown in that process. And I'm like, holy shit, like I've actually learned a lot of business stuff just like by accident. And I remember I would watch these guys on TikTok and YouTube giving advice on selling and all these things. And then I watched a video by like Alex Hormozy. Is that the guy you love? By the way, okay, I just found him and now I'm in love with him. I like found him like myself, and I'm like, oh wait, this is God right here. So I've essentially converted all my viewing to him. I've become him, and now I'm now a nihilist.
It's so funny because I like to think I was pretty early on him, like
Oh yeah.
last year before he pressed the button on making an effort with social media, and he released a video I think a couple of days ago saying like explain he did an Instagram live describing all of the tactics
Oh
that
yeah, I
they
saw
use.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I had this thing last year. I had the same thing as you. I like found him. He wasn't throwing any content out, but I read his book because I was like, well, this guy, at least the stuff that I'm seeing from him, which was fairly hidden and tough to find. Like, I was like, this guy seemingly is spitting fucking fire, and
Yeah.
and I was just like, I don't know why he's not huge already. And then I think what he said was that he had a meeting a few months ago with Grant Cardone.
GC.
He's also talked about and Grant was just like, well, dude, you don't, the reason you're not grown on social media is you don't do any. You literally don't do any
post enough. Yeah.
Which is why that's why you are the greatest example of, like, out of all of us who are content creators who are like doing it the way Gary Vee talks about, Grant Cardone talks about, and like Alex Hormozi is now talking about, which is volume. And getting you're the best, in my opinion, example of that, like it's proper, like a full inspiration. And it's I'm not surprised now you found him. You're just like, because the guy just spits what he does.
He's done it. He's actually built the business, and like that's so different than all these 20-year-old kids. And at first, for a while, I was like, I don't want to make that kind of content. I feel like a fraud. Then I was like, bro, I had a $12,000 month a few months ago, and I remember just being like, what the fuck? I was like, wait, excuse me? And that was just like, what in the hell? And I was like, wow, that's something that 99.9% of people have never made. I mean, I didn't think I can't speak. I don't think I would have ever thought I could have made that much money ever in a month, let alone like a summer.
Dude, that's a big milestone, man.
So,
like a 10,000 plus month is like, when it comes to income generation, is that's a really big validator that you're fucking making the right moves. So
it was also in the height of the bull market, so that was like a huge reason why. So it's very inconsistent. Like some months I've done as bad as 1,000. Some has been like 2, 3, 4. But it's like super random, bro. Like, and it's not like I can be like, oh, here's a monthly average. Like, there's no such thing as a monthly average for me, which is super stressful because it's really hard to do any degenerate stuff when you don't know where your next paycheck's gonna come from. So I have to be like really, really careful with that. But yeah, I was just like, wow, I've actually put it into practice and actually made actual money. So I can't talk about this and not feel like a fraud anymore. So I'm going to start making more business content too, because that'll help me kind of dive into another little atmosphere of different types of content and kind of grow in a different way. So I think that'd be fun for me. But shit, yeah, we just talked a lot about me. I want to talk about you a little bit too. You've got some stuff going.
I'm like, honestly, I think out of everything that you've been through in the last couple of weeks and moving, and then I saw your post, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and you were like, yeah, I've just made 15 YouTube videos, 68
Bro, that was crazy. You know why? I'll tell you why. Here's why. Here's exactly why, which is the first topic.
Is it because you drank a Celsius?
Nope.
Oh.
It's because I got hacked.
Oh, fuck. It turned you up.
It turned me evil for about 48 hours. I'm not kidding. So basically I clicked on a stupid link. And you guys know, we always roast people for getting hacked, right? Because it's really not that hard not to get hacked. You just don't click links. But I just wasn't thinking about, like, I don't know. I was just doing like 5 different things. I had music playing, I had a video playing over here. I had 3 tabs open, and then I just happened to be on Discord, and I was like, oh, the Mint. And I was like, oh, I must have forgotten about that one-of-one Mint thing. So I just went on, clicked the link, and just like connected my wallet. Had not even a single thought in my head. And then just like clicked off the page, and then I was like, wait, what? And then I went back to Discord, and then I was like, oh my fucking God. Everyone's like, don't click the link. And like, I saw the announcement was gone. And so like they basically like got it back, and they just like deleted the post. And so I immediately went back to my OpenSea, checked my activity, and I saw it was like World of Women Galaxy transferred. And for about 5 seconds, I panicked, and I was like, oh my fucking God, that actually just I just got hacked. And then I was like, oh shit, damage control. So I went to the other website, disconnected my wallet, revoked all permissions and stuff. And that was the only thing that they touched somehow. I have no idea how that's possible, because some people got drained, like the entire wallet, which, oh my God, if I got drained out of this wallet, that would have sucked so much booty hole. Wow.
So I was going to ask, like, so this, this opened my eyes to like my potential kind of risk as well. Like the reality though is that I have this is quite interesting because me and Cade bought World of Women Galaxy at the same time. We like basically like pushed each other to buy it. We bought it basically right at the top.
It was like 75. It was like 70% at the top. We were just like, there's a chance it goes up at like a 2.5x, or it goes down like an ETH. And we were like, that's okay. Like, we'll just take that chance.
Well, we didn't predict the bear market coming along. We didn't
know. Well, no, it was already a bear market. We just like didn't know it was going to last. No. We were like, okay, it's going to reverse at some point. And we're just like, all right, well, maybe not
as soon. But I still hold out that World of Women, you know, that the thesis was that was a potential blue chip brand. It was a brand that had IP, had distinctiveness. It had a really good kind of like, I suppose, storyline around it. Really good, like bold narrative. And I still believe that. So like that's why I'm like, you know, I'm not bearish on that project at all. But what it did make me realize, I was like, fuck, I also just have a wallet where that sat in, and it sat in with all of my other NFTs. But I feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like it's the ease of just being like, okay, send me your wallet address, whether it's getting a whitelist or whatever, and you're just like, oh,
it's scary, bro. Well, I'm just like, it makes me nervous because like anyone can make that link. Anyone can make like a fake link and fuck your wallet up basically. And it's like any project could come out, even if it's a free mint or not, and just like the real minting website could be a scam website, which is like, I'm like, wait, hold on, what? Because I'm like, any new project that comes out, the entire thing a joke, like the entire project, not even a rug, a straight up scam. Like everyone goes to mint and everyone loses their money immediately. Like that kind of thing is possible. So I'm like, wait, that like changes the entire game. Because I'm like, now you can't trust anyone and you can't ever connect your wallet. So how are you supposed to participate?
It's I'm with you. I think there is like the very real risk that happens. But then that's why. I suppose that's why we have contract audits. That's why we have people, you know, that wait and sit on the sidelines before minting, especially now at the moment because it's like the free mint meta. It means that there's way more people who are trying to fuck people over. So I think Nate who noticed how he was looking at a project the other day and it was a free mint project, and he was like, he just looked at the art and he found that it was a bit off. It looked a bit weird. And he realized that it was just it was a reversed, flipped version of another project, and and he was like, "Fuck!" Like that. It was just a scam.
Damn, dude, that is fuck. Nate's got a different. He's built different.
He is on another level. He is really on another level.
I don't think he goes outside. I don't think Nate goes outside.
No, the thing is, I know he does because he's told me that he likes lawn mowing.
I know, bro. What the fuck? Who likes doing yard work?
He likes lawn mowing, and B, I know that he's a fucking good skateboarder. Like high level.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay,
he showed me a video, and I was like, I really want to show this to people, but it was a fucking
very interesting.
It was him going like jumping out of a pool over a like shopping cart, and like it was sick. It was proper.
Nathan was skateboarding. He did that recently.
Yeah, he said it was a couple of weeks ago.
What the? All right, I'm gonna need to.
I'll send it to you. But I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it.
And if you're in the chat right now and you haven't clicked this like button, if you're literally live, there's 18 of you right now. If you're live in here, you haven't clicked the like button, that's disrespectful. If we get this to like 100 likes, Tom will post that video as a TikTok ad. And then so here's the other thing. Here's my last bit before we go into just like the actual topics of the video. This was crazy. It's my biggest podcast that I've done so far. Like the legitimate CyberKongz team, core team, CMO and CCO for CyberKongz. I could not believe I was actually on this call with them. When they finally hopped on, I was like, this is real. We're literally live with the CyberKongz. And I just remember way back in the day, Elliot Trades, Alex Becker, literally every single person who's worth over $10 million was in this project. And I was just like, man, this is like the project, and I've always had my doubts. I was like, what do they have exactly that's so special? But they still have a 25 ETH floor. It's like people just fucking love them, and like they were the first to implement the banana token. They were kind of like trailblazers in that sense. So I think that's like a huge reason. But they're a huge OG project. I mean, they were at 120 ETH floor at one point. And so just to like have the opportunity to talk to those guys, I literally asked them every question I could think of. I dragged it on for an hour and a half because I was like, I need to get everything out of this one because they just know so much stuff, and I want to just know what's going on and like how all this stuff works. And so try to ask a lot of questions that I was interested in, and then I thought other people would be interested in. I probably should have put out a little tweet or something for if people had specific questions. That probably would have been good. But the chat was popping. Bryce, shout out Bryce. He was really moving the chat for us, and we had a lot of fun. So that was
so
good.
Cool. So cool. Yeah, it was
man.
Awesome. Awesome. Like, awesome interview. It was great.
Hell yeah, man. Well, anyways, let's get into this shit, bro. We got crypto. We got a whole lot of something almost happening. We got a whole lot of sort of pump, and then we're kind of seeing our trend reversal here. So who knows what this even means? I'm not gonna pretend like I know. I don't know these lines. You know, I saw Matt responded on my tweet, and he was like saying all these big words, all these like I can actually candles and shit. I was just like, bro, that stuff is bullshit. I'm sorry. No one can, like, if that was true, you'd be able to actually predict it. Like, you just can't predict it. But what we're seeing here is like we had almost a pump, and then it sort of just like came off. I was able to actually sell off some during this small little pump, but nothing like no crazy big profits or anything. And then Bitcoin right now is sitting at 30K. It looks like. And dude, I pulled up I don't think it's gonna load. It never loads during the live. Oh, it loaded. But look at this chart, bro. This is the all-time Bitcoin chart.
Yeah.
Just look at that, dude. Like, just look at that for a second, and it's just so crazy thinking about this. Like, it was down here for so long, but look at this, bro. It literally moons. So, like, that is such a crazy. That's a crazy 6x for such a big asset, and then just the hugest crash ever, and we just crashed lower. It looks like than the summer of 2021. So basically, we didn't learn our lesson from last year.
Yeah, it's funny.
It just kept crashing.
I was looking at this chart. If you look at the, if you go to the 1 year, and if you look where we are now, right? So April, May, we're just finishing May, and look at where it traced last year, a year from now. When did it? And it didn't start going up until July, right? And I'm not saying that there's any fucking logic behind it potentially doing something similar, but I'm just saying that if you're looking for if you're looking at potential trends, I mean, that's what other trend are you going to look at other than like, we're so early in this? It's like, that's really the only thing that you can logically look at.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, and we'll see. But one thing that's worth noting is like when you're trading coins, especially maybe not so much Bitcoin, Ethereum, but maybe more like the altcoins, and you see like it really doesn't matter if you bought in like here. Like, it's all relative when you get up to here. Like, it really doesn't matter. So when you're buying into coins, you really should be looking at like a general area of price to buy in at and a general area of price to sell at. But have like a certain number. You're like, okay, like this is the spot. Like around 60K, I need to get out around here, or like 80K, or whatever your number is. And then if you're in fucking Cardano or something, and you're like, okay, when Bitcoin hits 72K, that's when I start to think about selling off. Or like when it hits 68, I'm going to sell 10%, and then 70, I'm going to sell 10%, and it's kind of dollar cost your way out. That's always really helpful. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up the charts real quick. And we have Luna absolutely doing weird shit right now. We have Luna 2.0. Like, what? I saw some stuff about this, and I was like, Luna 2.0, what the fuck? And then I saw all these memes where like people saying, fuck Luna. There's like Luna 2.0, and it's like people at the casino just like, motherfuckers, bro. I think it's put on by the same dude, right?
I actually don't know. I haven't looked into the store. I just saw the headline.
Yeah, I don't know too much information. I mean, we're not a crypto channel here, so we don't really care too much. Plus, it's like, I'm not gonna fucking invest in Luna 2.0, guys. Like, Luna just like cheated on all of us and just like got completely wrecked and went to zero. And you're gonna put your money into Terra Luna 2.0. It's sitting at $6.60. In the 24 hours, it got up to $10. So it did do a quick 2x. That's why it kind of made the news, because it did a 2x. and people were kind of like getting excited. So we look at the 7-day here, and we scroll down. It was sitting here at the. Oh wait, did it? Yeah. So it went up to $11. So people were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna moon again!" Like Terra Luna's going to the moon, so everyone started buying in around here, and then it just crashed.
It's so funny, isn't it? It's funny like seeing this like pieced out of this, because what just the way you described it, how what people did fucking buy. That was when people were buying like at the top there, and then they got fucked.
Bro, just look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. My God. Oh wait. No, hold on. So this must be the Terra. This is the new one. So this is when they. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
okay. So this is their all-time chart. So I guess they came out the gate, and everyone was really excited, and then it just crashed immediately. But then it pumped up again, and so people were saying like, "This is the resurrection. It's time to buy back in." So RIP to anyone who invested. More than likely. So let's check out the OpenSea analytics here. I'm not really excited to do this, so I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I actually haven't looked for a week, so I don't know.
Yeah, the volume is bad, bro. Okay, we're gonna go to 30-day because I can't see that's all bunched up. Wow, that's some seriously bad volume. That's some seriously bad volume right there, bro. 40 mil under 40 mil for most. Oh my God, 24 million. I saw in your last video you said 30 mil, and I was like, yikes. But that's still a lot of money. But I mean, that's literally all. It's literally all goblins, bro.
It's just one project.
All goblins, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, and I'm not even kidding. Like when I say it's all goblins, it's all goblins. Yeah. Like 14,000 Ethereum. Let's see how much that money that is. 14,000. Oh wait, 14 times what is it? 1,900 for Ethereum. $27 million in the last 7 days from GoblinTown, guys, of volume. So they have made so much fucking money. And then Bored Ape Club also is like near there, and then no one else is really like competing. But GoblinTown, this is fucking crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh this. Someone told me it was 9 ETH.
Yeah, me.
If it's 9 ETH,
it was, dude. It's like just in the last 3 hours, it went up, down, up, and it's on its way up again.
Okay, well, I'm happy some people took profits. That actually gives me like a hope.
Because
I don't know what's going on.
The people that are taking profits are the people who are pumping this shit.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a ton of whales and influencers who are just, and I know this because I can fucking see it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pumping, but dude, it was at 1.5, and I was like, this is the top. Like, this is a horrible position to buy in. You maybe will pump to 2 or 3, but you're taking a huge risk. It could go to 0, and then it just literally went straight up, bro. And then now there's little projects like this that are trying to jump on the bandwagon. But the difference is, look at this art, bro. The fuck is this? What? It looks like a cartoon, like book, which is cool, but like the rough draft, like they uploaded the wrong collection or something. I'm just like, oh God, 2.4 thousand Ethereum traded, bro. And there's projects out there with way more effort, way more promise, and they're not seeing anything close to this amount of volume, because the only thing that matters in the NFT market right now is the return on investment you can get. God, it's fucking insane.
It's hilarious.
Someone said it's a great here for the green chip alpha. Yeah, that's all we got. That's all we got. We can't call blue chips anymore. I don't know what to think anymore, bro. Like no one can sit here and say like we know what we're doing in this world anymore. It's just not a thing.
It's not a thing. Yeah, it's crazy to think though, because I've a couple of people in my group. So shout out to Emma, who
dude, Emma's so good.
She last week she said, I have a feeling this was like at about 0.5 or something, or when it pumped to 0.7, 0.9. She was like, yeah, I'm feeling like this is like MFers, which went to like 2 ETH, then retraced back to below 1, then went and mooned to like 4 to 5. And she was like, I think this is going to happen and I don't want to miss out. So she bought 3 at like, like around the ETH mark. And it's now, so she's going to wake up now, and it's going to be like 7 ETH in Australia, and she'll wake up to that, and I hope she fucking presses the sell button and just because she will have made 21 ETH.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Just conviction, right there. Conviction and also experience. But
how long has she been trading?
I mean, I actually don't know, but I mean enough to she knows. she's seen the patterns, and I think I wasn't in MFers. I didn't see. I even though I was on the sidelines. I didn't see. I didn't FOMO around that because I think I was, at the time it was like when we were like just hardcore creating videos, and I didn't have like more than an ETH or two to deploy. So it was like, I'm not going to give a fuck about this. But yeah, she was just like, yeah, I missed out on that, and I don't want to miss out on it again. I just see the same signs, and I think when you know that the same players are in the game, that's a really smart call, right? To know that it's the same people who are probably, the ones, it's the fucking weird ass fucks who have this much cash that they like gonna be on Twitter Spaces talking in Goblin speak for hours.
I mean, it's funny. Like the thing is, like, what I understand, when you buy an NFT, you do get excited, and that's like something that no one can deny. Like even the biggest influencers who know that they're gonna pump it, they like can't help it because like they are genuinely excited, but they can't. Like it's also like they're gonna pump the project, which is kind of fucked at the same time. But it's like it kind of sucks for like influencer people like with a ton of followers because like they can't. It's like they either have to pump and dump and be like an asshole, or like just not talk about anything they invested in. It's like that kind of stinks.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it is what it is, I guess. But the Goblins thing is so interesting, bro. Like, I just don't. I kind of get it. Like, I understand MFers and I get it, and I get Goblins. I don't understand how it could have gotten to 9 ETH. I'm like, that's a whole different situation when you get to 9 ETH. Like 2 ETH, 3 ETH. That's all right. Like that's fine. Whatever, that happens. 9 ETH, 9 fucking ETH. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, oh my god, that is so. What is 9 ETH? What is that? 2,000. So almost 20 grand.
And
there's people who bought it 9 ETH.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's wild.
What are your thoughts? How long do you think this will last? You think we're going back down all the way to 3, or are we going to go back up? You think it's going to teeter? Since we're so good at college.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I at the moment, like 5 seems like 5 to 7 seems like a reasonable support level. I know that's a big difference, but I feel like 5 to 7 is where these people who are bought into it, they're just going to hold on to it for a bit and see if they can actually build maybe a bit of a brand around it.
Yeah, well, they've blown past every single resistance, so I would go a little bit lower. I think 4. I think 4 to 5. Because I think 4 to 5 is still so much money, bro. Like that's so good. And the memes, like it's kind of tough. Like MFers survived the entire bear market. Like they straight up survived the entire bear market. A lot of projects that I thought would fizzle out didn't. Like 3 landers. I mean, I don't know what 3 landers are exactly, but people still fuck with 3 landers a lot. I'm actually really surprised with some of the projects, and like Dippies is still holding at like a 0.2 or 0.25 ETH floor, and like they're brand fucking new. Like came out the gate and immediately got hit with the bear market. And so I'm like, I'm actually really impressed with some of the people, but there's other projects where I'm like, God damn, y'all fell out. Like your community just gave up on you or something. Like, I don't know what happened. It's pretty crazy because like the floor price doesn't quite reflect the value, but the floor price does reflect like the confidence people have in what you're doing, I guess. And so what I've seen is a lot of the projects don't have anything, bro. They don't have anything. Like they're not working on anything. I don't know quite what they're doing all day. Like, what are you building? Like what do you think they're doing? What do you think a project founder is doing all day?
Well, it depends. So if you want my cynical view, this was quite clear to me. Like, back when the bull run was happening, it was roadmaps were very kind of sparse. Like they weren't very well detailed. They were on purpose. They were, there wasn't any detail there. It was just a time when you could come out of nowhere, put a shitty website together, put some pretty budget looking art together, and you had a market who are willing to buy and speculate would go up and sell and be able to sell. And it worked for that reason, but it also meant that there were a lot of projects that came in, put together a half-assed roadmap, promised, they came out with, it was buzzword. It was like the buzzword season, right? It was play to earn, metaverse, fucking whatever, like whatever.
Bro, that's going to come back. That is going to come back. Like I put that tweet out there. I was like, people forget in a bear market what a bull market is like. And then in a bull market, they forget what a bear market is like. you guys forget how fucking ridiculous bull markets can be. And as soon as the bull market's back, dude, people are going to start putting metaverse. Like as soon as we get closer to the metaverse, dude, the closer and closer we get, we're going to see another influx of projects just like this PFP season and artist season. We're going to see another gaming season. Like we have to, because all these projects spent the last 9 months building their games. So we're going to see a play to earn meta, because they're all going to come out with their projects. All these new projects are going to come out with a half-ass game. And then we're going to see the whole thing restart. And then, dude, when we go into the next couple of years or next few years, when metaverse starts to build out, I mean, Gary Vee says we're still 5 years away or something. But I feel like it's probably going to go a little bit faster. But either way, people are going to need to prepare for the metaverse. Like they're going to have to build up into it. And so that metaverse meta is going to be pretty ridiculous, I think. And I think the NFT volume, when it comes back, it's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be crazy.
Well, a little bit of alpha on that, on kind of the metaverse moves. Let me just search for this and see if I can send it to you. So looks like I'm not going to be able, but I saw this yesterday. There's a rumor that there's a rumor that I can't find it. There's a rumor that Apple are going to be dropping a new product, and they, in the next kind of at the worldwide, the WWDC convention, and that it could be their AR glasses potentially.
Damn, dude, if that's true, I'm buying one. That is gonna be crazy.
Because this is my kind of prediction. This is the way I see it. I see us living way more in an AR augmented reality world than a virtual reality world. Just
for now, probably.
For the next like 5 years at least. Like I see that as being the most obvious route. And actually, just because from a mass adoption standpoint, people are gonna, if you have like these glasses that look like my glasses, and I'm looking through them, but I'm seeing Cade is like decked out in all of his NFT like gear that he's bought based on his wallet, like all this shit. Yeah, right. So Cade will be wearing his glasses like that.
And I'll be wearing these at NFT NYC, by the way. So if you see the glasses, it is me, because I don't think anyone else knows where to buy these. I'm gonna keep them off the rest of the episode. These are AR glasses. People don't know. That's why no one can get them. I'm best friends with that dude at Apple. He sent me these. So what I can see is Tom's exact portfolio, and I can tell you, I can confirm he's been lying this whole time. He's been buying goblins this whole time, and that's why he's been secretly pumping it. Tom is actually Beanie. Tom is actually Beanie. It's been proven. I can see it through the glasses.
You can see the face.
Yeah, there's no wonder that the Summit Club is at 2,000. He's trying to be cheeky about it and not send to 200K. But dude, your Summit Club is growing pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, it's a low key. It ain't a race. It's just chipping away, just like keeping on. Like ultimately, it's keeping it simple, doing what you're doing well, which is bringing value through content, helping out where I can, trying to experiment with stuff. By the way, I just got fake news. Apple's AR VR headset might not arrive next week. After all.
You blue balled us, bro. You just hold this whole thing up, and then you're like, oh, just kidding.
So here you go.
All right, well, guys, if that's not good enough for a like, I don't know what it is, because there's 25 of y'all in here, and I don't see 25 likes. So smash that like button for me. I really do. We do fucking appreciate it. It does help, and it does push the shit out of the algorithm. But also, I was going to say, I've been talking to some projects that are launching in the next month or so. And we were just talking about like what's going on and just like trying to help them out, or like, I don't even know. We were just like kind of talking. And a lot of projects are cutting their supply from 10,000. I know we knew this, that a lot of projects were cutting their supply, but there's a lot of projects that are like intentionally cutting it because they're like aware of what's going on. And they're like, we could probably sell the 10K, but they're like, it's almost as bad as Dutch auctions now. Like people see 10K and they just like don't want it. And I'm interested to hear what you think about that.
I'm not gonna lie, I just completely missed your question because I was reading about goblins.
I said a lot of new projects. I'm talking to a few new projects right now that are cutting their supply from 10K, not because they don't think they'll sell out, because they think that people are going to get mad the fact that it's 10K, even though it's been 10K for like the past 3 months that they've been marketing the project. And I'm interested to hear what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. My assumption was that they didn't think that they could sell out. That's kind of my gut feeling. Because to be honest, that's what I've been telling projects to do. I've been telling them to cut supplies to less than 10K just to ensure that they actually sell out. There just is, a load of people have left, and people know that the higher the supply, the smaller the profits are going to be. This is so one example of this that launched the other day, which is Akumu Dragons. So the ETH project for Boriyuku Dragons, which is the sole blue chip project, and I think there was a bit of a exploit in the contract when it started minting the other day. It was a 10,000 collection, 0.169 mint price, which I thought was steep for that size of collection. Steep. So yeah, 0.169 ETH, 10,000 items, and exploit happened, and I think they had to pause the mint, and they're restarting it in in a day or so's time now. But yeah, that to me was always, even for a proven team, I thought a 10,000 collection on ETH at this point is just, especially at that mint price, was just steep. But if you manage to get on the whitelist, you've managed to get a 3-4x. So, but then that's only on a supply of 2,000-3,000, which they released. So,
yeah. Well, one thing that you said was just very direct and smart is they're it's not just that. I think a lot of it's an ego thing. They want to sell out, and so they want to do the 10K so they can sell it. But it's more of just the reason that they won't sell is because there's literally not that many people left. There's not. They look at the volume. They're just look, you can't just deny the math. It's there's just not that many people here right now. There's not many people interested in minting stuff. Even projects that people were excited about in the past. I have my expectations at basically zero for any projects now. I'm not. I mean, part of it's because I want the universe to reward me for being pessimistic and put my expectations low. But it's also just they just aren't delivering as far as, or not them not delivering. It's just the people are willing to accept less and less for resale value, and then they're also just trying to outsmart the algorithm, outsmart the other traders, and everything's about reverse engineering. And I think it's when everyone finds out about something, I feel TikTok is such a good example of this. When everyone finds out about a thing, everyone tries to jump on it as fast as possible because they got to squeeze everything out of it. And I noticed this with I've listened to a bunch of podcasts lately, and one thing I noticed that was very common in a lot of the TikTokers right now is they're very aware of how almost annoying their content is, because they're I just keep having to hop on trends because they're I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long my fame will last or whatever. So they're I have to get everything out of it. So they're going 250%. And I'm just that is so interesting, because everyone is thinking that right now. Everyone is aware of that because people are talking about it. They're hey, by the way, you need to go balls to the wall because you don't know how long it's last. And so everybody's doing it. And so if everyone's always doing everything, it's just I don't know. I still don't know what kind of future that leads to if everyone's always doing everything.
So here's my take on it. And I think I was listening to someone who was talking about this the other day, and it's in reference to building your audience as a creator and as a creative, right? A guy, I can't remember, his name is Kevin Kelly, but he wrote an essay about 10-15 years ago about the benefit of creating for an audience of just 1,000, and I think the essay was called 1,000 fans. And the idea is that you should be able to you should be able to become wildly wealthy and successful just by curating high value for just 1,000 people. That's that and it's, how do you get to your point where you have 1,000 true diehard fans, fucking diehard fans? So think of it right now is you look at some of the creators and influencers on Twitter, if they're YouTube ones or whatever, or influencers who have 200,000 followers or whatever. The question is how many diehard fans do they have? And these are people who would run through fucking brick walls for them. And the answer is probably less than 1,000, maybe 100, 100, couple of hundred, because those are the people who are willing to pay for their relatively high value alpha passes or whatever. So actually there's it's verified how many fucking fans you have. And diehard fans, because they'll pay for that gated membership. But when it comes to content creation, especially TikTok, you've got a couple of options. You can either create content based on trend hopping, which I was listening to this guy and he was like, look, if you do that, you have to realize that you are just going to pull in people who are, people who aren't ever going to be your diehard supporters. Sure, you will increase your audience size like rapidly, but you will not pull in your like high value diehard audience, because you're not delivering the fucking value content that your diehard audience are looking for and need. So all you're doing is pandering to an algorithm, and you're not doing your fucking brand any good from just doing that, from just jumping from thing to thing, which is what you're explaining. You're explaining all these people just going hard, making the same fucking videos. Everyone's making the same videos, doing the same dances. And it's like, well, actually, it's the people like Cade who are providing niche specific education and knowledge and learnings, where he's developing that hardcore 1,000 fan base, like the foundation of that. And that is what provides you with the platform to do the cool shit down the line and do the more viral content, which is what Gary Vee does now. But it's at a base level, it's like, what are you providing? You need just focus on getting 1,000 diehard fans, like, and don't worry about the numbers, because it's so easy to get into that kind of that, especially as a creator, to like constantly be looking at others and being like, oh fuck, I'm like, am I providing value? Because I do it all the time. I'm like, what am I? I'm obviously not providing enough value. And it's like, well, this is a marathon, and it's you have to just constantly reflect on yourself and be like, okay, well, what do I need? What do my audience want? But my core audience, my diehard audience. So that's why, like, there's merit to just taking a step back, not just hopping on trends because you know it can increase your follower base. Because, at the end of the day, that's like, to this guy's point, you can crush it just with 1,000 diehard fans. But what's funny, because they will be the ones that refer other people to you, and referrals are always the most effective way to get new people in, which is exactly
100%,
exactly what when it came to Alex Hormozy's book, like the 99 cents book that he's got on Amazon, which is basically free. Like, he didn't do any marketing for it, because it was all word of mouth. I was fucking telling all of my friends about this book. I was like, I fucking read this book. Like, I don't know why no one's talking about it, but it's basically free.
Yeah, you've been talking about Alex Hormozy since like episode 2.
Yeah,
episode 1, like a long time.
And I was like, he spoke about this the other day, about how they didn't need to do marketing because people were just referring it to each other. So that's where you need to get to, is like, how am I creating content for people that is so valuable that they will send it to
Iman, bro. Iman's project is an example of that. The reason I got to 17 is because people are like, well, we value this shit. And he doesn't need to do the marketing. He's like, look, I'm just going to put out my videos, and everyone else is going to build the hype up because they know what I can deliver. And that's why I think, for me, if I push a project off, an NFT project, for a very, very long time, even if I miss like the NFT degenerate wave of people like minting into projects and stuff, at some point, like, it's like Alex Becker, when Alex and Elio, when they dropped their project, like, of course it's going to absolutely wreck everybody else because they're who they are. Journey Crypto, same story. They're like, these guys have built up the brand. Benjamin Cohen, for people who don't know, he's a TA, technical analysis for Bitcoin and stuff like that on YouTube. One of the best guys on YouTube, by the way. For anyone who likes technical analysis and crypto content, I watch that man daily, multiple times a day. And he was literally what was like my foundation, which is why I'm able to kind of keep my head on my head, or my head like on a lid, or whatever it's called, during bearish sentiment, because he's just very calm, and that he kind of just, it's just really good to watch. And he has NFTs. No, I don't think there's any utility. Like, I've never heard him talk about anything. I couldn't find any information about the utility. It's just pictures of stuff. Yeah. And they sell for fucking thousands of dollars. I mean, people just love him, dude. People just love that guy. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, it's about who follows you. Because if you can find people, like, in my opinion, I'm a good follower. I feel like I really invest in the people I follow, because I only pick a few people and I really follow them, and I really love watching their stuff. And I'm like, I know there's other people like me who watch content that way. And if you can find 1,000 people like me who look at people like Benjamin, you're dubs, bro. You can do anything you want and it'll be good. Yeah.
And it really, it's funny because you talk about like Journey Crypto, right? And at least the sentiment that I'm getting I've heard from a bunch of people is that his brand equity has been burnt from dropping a extremely expensive NFT and that could never deliver on the value that they promised. Could never.
That was the only issue. The way they did the launch sucked. If they had done a normal launch, they'd have been okay. But I think for Journey Crypto, I mean, that man just bought an entire thing in Vegas. Like he's trying. I have no doubt he's going to win. I just think it's going to take a little bit longer than people want. Maybe I don't think he's really interested in appeasing people short term. But I would not sleep on Journey Crypto, bro. That man has 100 Bored Apes. He has unlimited money and unlimited connections. I think he probably fucked it up. I have no idea why he did the launch the way he did.
Well, Pete, it's just it's the thing is that it comes back to that, like that question about the quality of like the people running through brick walls for you as an audience. And there's like, the thing is that what happened was he monetized his audience almost too violently. Like he just asked for way too much cash from his audience. Like that was an obscene amount of money to ask people to invest in someone that was like relatively untested from a building standpoint. Just fuck the numbers, right? Like just pulled in way too much capital, just did not need to do that. And it's like,
and it would be different if he's making content, but he's not making content. Like if I asked that much money and then I was still posting these videos and I was keeping people in the loop, I'm like, hey, I'm going to take you through a day in the life of a project founder. Here's what we're going to do today. Whole different fucking ball game, bro. If Journey Crypto did a weekly vlog or something, I guarantee you his project would have a completely different sentiment.
It's funny because I get that as well, because I saw that in the comments. Like people were like he posted a video the other day and people were like, well, and it was an update for his club, and people were like, well, we don't want to fucking hear an update on your club, because you were the one who was telling us Bitcoin was going to be at 100K by the end of the year, and like where have you been in the last few months? So it's really interesting how you have to be very cautious with how you monetize your audience. And that's why I look at the way like Becca has done it. He
could do better, bro. Him and Elliot both could do better from the content side. I don't think people see the value in content. I just don't get it. I'm like, why do you not see why don't you see this value? Like Fairy Fiends with Riv, her posting consistently. I'm like, bro, that is going to be the difference between your project and another project not doing well long term, because you're keeping people in the loop and you're just showing your face. It's a whole different game when you're showing your face. And I just don't think people, I think it's because they don't see like a direct monetary value link from making content to like value. And I'm just like, you don't get it. Like you don't get the content game and you have to get it.
I think that so I think they, to be honest, like they don't need to. They have fuck you money, right? They have fuck you money.
Yeah.
And when you have fuck you money, I think it makes you reevaluate what you're willing to put yourself through. And I know from Becca's perspective, he's talked about this. He's talked about how he has been really refocusing his efforts on his software platform, his marketing platform, because that's a real high value money revenue generator for him that he could sell and make the kind of like the Valhalla bag.
I'm sorry. I have no idea why I just broke out laughing, bro. Like literally no idea. I just like I could feel a smile coming on, and then I just couldn't stop it. It's like
I've never seen that from Kay. I've never seen that from Kay. Did you fucking take one of your edibles? Have you taken one of your edibles today?
Oh my god, no! I've been sober for like a week. I ran out of weed, and I was like, well, I'm not about to drop a bunch of money on weed when I need to focus on money and getting to NFT NYC, because I lost all my money for my plane ticket, so I lost like $1,500 or something. And I was like, man, I don't feel right buying weed when I'm kind of like tired of it, so I need a break anyway. But yeah, I haven't smoked. I just like felt a laugh coming on, and I couldn't stop it, and then it made it funny. What were you saying, bro? You're talking about. I know we were talking about Journey Crypto, and Alex was saying they don't need the fame. They don't need the fame. They change the way they think, and so they're changed the way they do
exactly.
business. And then I started laughing.
They don't need money. So it's like was that they need to be able to create content, and I just think they just don't have a need to.
I don't get it. Oh god. You know what it is, bro? I'm sleep deprived. I've gotten the equivalent of 2 nights of sleep in the past week, I think. Maybe
It's
3
funny,
nights,
bro,
something
because
like
yeah, it was like it was in the middle of the day today, and you were still up messaging.
that. It
I'm
was
just
4 a.m., yeah.
I'm just like, and I know
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I know Cade has to be on like in this podcast with me in like 4 hours, and he's still
Yeah.
not gone to sleep.
I had a business call an hour before this call, and I remember waking up and like my alarm went off, and I looked at my clock, and I was just like, I hate myself. And so I got up, and I was like, okay, well, I wanted to go. I was like, I need to go on a run, or I need to walk to Target and get a couple of groceries first because my day's packed after this podcast. And I was just like, man, I guess this is just how it goes. Like I know people talk about like balance, but like if you want to win, like that balance is not a thing, bro. Like it's just not a thing if you want to win. And people like want it to be a thing. People say like this is what you should have. And I think Alex Hormozy is really kicking in now even more. I already thought like him, but now he's sitting there, he's like, bro, like just because they said like that's what it should be, it doesn't have to be. He's like, it can just like his perspective is so non-biased towards everything. He's just like, bro, I don't care. He's like, some people want balance. He's like, and this is what balance means for them. He goes, balance for me does not mean balance for you. He goes, my balance is a 14-hour workday and then go and eat a $500 dinner. He's like, that's my balance. And so for me, I was like, bro, my balance is like, I'm not happy unless I'm like doing something like productive towards my goals. That's just like what I like to do. Like when I have free time, that's what I want to fill it up with. So it's like when I'm busy, I'm like, I want free time. But then when I'm free, I'm like, I want to work. I'm like, where's all my commissions? You know what I mean?
And that's and that's like, that is the, ultimately that's the recipe. That's the key ingredient is that you have that within that innate feeling within yourself that you need to get shit done. Yeah. And I think like, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I look at you as a complete like inspiration, but then it's an inspiration to the level where I'm like, I don't even know how I don't even know how to fucking tap anywhere near that. He's dead.
I don't know why I'm laughing so much. Well, I'm also just happy. I'm happy to be here.
Bro, okay. Well, tell us a little bit more about are you settled into? Is the crib settled in? Are you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, dude. Here, turn the camera a little bit. Oh shit. All right. Okay. So you guys can see, I love Christmas lights. I know it's probably people say it's like a girl thing. I think it's great. Plus, it helps light up the entire area, especially at nighttime. So I have Sydney's NFT over there. You guys can see. That was the only place I could fit it. Sorry, Sydney. It's like behind the clothes, low key a little bit. But also, it's like a new girl, so it's actually kind of funny that it's like that. And then I have the faces back there. Nope, that way up, right there. Nope, right there. Oh God. Okay, well that's the faces one. And then I have Solanimals with the beach right there. And then I have Rainbow. This is like one of my favorite NFTs in real life ever. It's an art piece. And obviously I have all my these are all my toys, but I can't ever fit them in my screen anymore for like the angle that I have. But it's a whole different setup.
Just to clarify, he is referring to his sex toys. Where are your NFT toys?
Hold on. So I have my SupDuck up there because that's the only place I could fit him.
Say suck dick?
My SupDuck. My little SupDuck up there. My Yugi, my tequila bottle. My faces, my Pokemon characters, and then I have my. God damn it! I have this guy, my goon, bro. This thing is amazing. My goon is so sick. I love him.
That is sick.
So love that guy. Actually, love that guy.
Like that radiator was also really sick. That was.
I don't even know if it works, bro.
It's like not like no lie. That's actually a super nice looking radiator.
It is actually pretty cool. You're right. It is pretty cool. I won't need it though because I only have a 6-month lease here. Maybe I'll stay here, but at least for now, I won't need it for the next I won't need it till winter anyway because it's a heater. And then obviously, for people who don't know, my studio has a loft. That's where I sleep up there. And of course, the Joy's Kingdom belt up there. And then I have a twin bed because I was gifted a twin bed by a random person. Just left it in the apartment. It was brand new, and so I took it. I was gonna buy a full. But I was like, whatever, it's a free bed. I'm just going to take it. If I get a girlfriend, maybe I'll have to get a full, but I'm not counting on that. And then what else? I was going to show you this. So for people who don't know, this is not alpha whatsoever at all. This is not alpha. This is just to show you guys what I've been doing. degenerate plays recently. So here's one DJing play that Devin got me in on. I actually made a lot of profit on this one. I didn't sell this one because I was just kind of like holding to see what happens. I feel like this project could do potentially well mid to long term. I literally have no clue. I don't even have anything to base that off of. But this is like the rare one. So I sold the other one for 0.2. So I made a 0.15 profit, I think, on the other one. And then I bought a boo bird because I saw there's different types of bird projects, and I just picked the wrong one. This is not one that mooned, but I got a top 10%. So just in case, it might moon, but I got a boo bird.
We are gonna look, honestly, we are gonna look back at this and this is forever on fucking YouTube now. That time when we were in our like tiny little houses just buying JPEGs of fucking titted owls.
That's ridiculous. This is so stupid. This is honestly, I blame this on Devin. Devin called me at the NFT Seattle event. Oh, we'll talk about that too. And I went to NFT Seattle, and he texted me in the middle of it. He's like, bro, buy this right now. And he already got me some profit on Verb. And I was like, you know, whatever. I'm sure he's done a little bit of research. He did no research. He got it from somebody else. So we took an L on this one. That's okay. And then this I took an L on from Fidel. But I actually like this project a little bit. It's a project from this artist guy who's actually followed by a lot of really interesting people. And so that's the only reason I bought into it. But they're very cheap. They minted like 0.0003 or something like that. And so they're like, say that they're not like particularly impressive, but they had like a ridiculous amount of volume coming in. And that's the reason I bought in, because I was hoping to capitalize on the volume, but the floor price didn't really go up too much. So I ended up just like holding them. But this project, honestly, he was just like, he was just saying he's looking to build this off his brand for the next 10 years. And so I was like, okay, well, whatever, I'll just hold them. They were so stupid cheap that I don't care. But that's another project. And then these are projects that are not DGen. These are like projects that I support the creators that I know personally. And so this is from her name on TikTok. I'll show you. She's actually like a fucking epic person. So a metaphor music is like what she goes by, but her name's Shauna. And she's got like the most unbelievable fucking voice ever. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, let me see if I can find a clip from her singing. But she's doing a van life, so she's living in her car. She had a bunch of shit happen in her home life that forced her to move, basically. And so I kind of like resonate with that. And so that's the reason I wanted to support her. But just listen to this shit. All right, so she made this music NFT, by the way. This is her voice on it. So I'm not gonna play this. I'll just play this from her TikTok. She's just like freestyling in her bathroom, bro. Like just an unbelievable voice, just crazy story. She's super nice. So
incredible.
She's also a content creator. She puts in a lot of work. Yeah. So I wanted to support her. So I bought one of these from her for 0.07. So if you guys want to pick one up or like follow her on TikTok, it's a metaphor on TikTok, or like I think everywhere. It's like something about a metaphor. And I tweeted about it, I think, I think I tweeted about it. This is another one. This is another TikTok content creator. I've really been loving the TikTok content creators. They're a lot of fun, and they're posting so much that I feel like we know each other so well. And I saw she had a project. No idea. I don't know enough about it. I just wanted to support her as a creator. So I minted one super cheap. But yeah, I just wanted to buy that. So these are just people I support. Again, don't buy these. These are people I know. That's the reason I bought them. And this is from Crispy Coco. This is one of my friends. I bought her first ever NFT. Or I was the first ever buyer. And so she airdropped these to all her holders. And she's just a really, really talented creator, bro. She's just really, really good at what she does. So I fucking love that. And then also, this is the last torch from the collection. The rest have sold. This is the last one in here. I haven't really, I don't talk about it too much. I really only talk about it here. And then at TikToks every like week, I'll post a couple. But this is the last one. And I think it's, yeah, so I just 0.06 is the price for it. And all you have to do is DM me on Twitter or just tell me you want it, basically, and then I'll do the private sale. But yeah, that'll be the last one, and then the torches are out. And there will be a torch collection for the prequel, but I'm not sure when that's going to come out again. And so that's really the only opportunities to invest in the brand. Torches don't bring any utility; they're just to join the brand. And access keys are if you want to get access to the community and stuff. But that's what I've been doing. That's been my life.
Epic, you crushed it.
But let's see if there's anything in the comments. I know people are chatting about something. Sick radiator. Fuck boob burbs. Dude, well, there was another the other Moonbird project thing pumped. I think it was in your video. It would like pump to like 0.2 or something.
Was it AI birds?
Yes.
AI night birds or something?
Yeah, what did that pump to? Wasn't it 0.4?
Yeah, it was like 0.4, 0.5, I think. It was
yeah.
I really
that's what I was trying to jump on.
I thought the art was cool.
Really?
Yeah, the AI, but like, I think looks fucking sick. I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's. Do you think it's worth 0.4?
I think it looks better than the fucking Pixel ones. Yeah, I think they look. Yeah, I don't know. I just for some reason I think I'm just an idiot, but like, I think it looks. If you look at the detail in them, I think they just look really cool. I think they look cool.
It's the next blue chip, guys. You heard it from Tom. He said it.
Uh,
Clip
yeah.
him. Moon butts didn't last 24 hours. I have no idea. I don't even know about that project. And then from Janix, Kate, have you ever dove into Tezos art? I haven't. Honestly, I don't even like know anything about Tezos. Like, I don't know a single thing. Only thing I know about Tezos is my friend Fidel is a big photographer in the space. He loves Tezos. I just haven't gotten into it, honestly. I think when I dive into, at some point, I'll get into Solana, Cardano, Tezos, and I'll start to explore that arena. And probably, honestly, soon, now that I've gotten this whole move situation done. And then after NFT NYC, I'm pretty much have nothing after that for a while. I mean, I have NFT Seattle, but that's here, so I don't have to like do too much about that. So it'd be kind of nice. I'm kind of excited to not have anything in the near future to think about. Like when I was living in Colorado, all I could think about was like, I'm gonna leave soon. This is temporary. Gotta leave soon. This is temporary. So I wasn't able to ever like fully relax. But like if I can kind of relax here, that'd be nice. It would be nice to just be able to live, get a job. Like I'm looking at a couple of bartending positions literally right down the street, just to meet people. And also I've always wanted to bartend. So I'm gonna lie and say I've done it before and just get my way through that interview and get a bartending job.
Sick. I think that's a really good idea, because I think it's especially when you're in a new city, it's like a bartending job is the fucking best way to meet people. I think it's also really healthy for you to like get out of your place, because I know what it's like for me. Just I rarely ever fucking get out of my home because you're just creating content.
Yeah, where do you go? Like, what does your day look like right now? I know you made a day in life, but I don't think most people have seen it because you posted on TikTok.
But genuinely, that was I think it was a pretty standard day in life. I get up, I go get a coffee, come back.
But you wake up late, right? You go to sleep late and wake up late? Or was that just
I go to sleep. I go to sleep relatively. I mean, I go to sleep around midnight to 1 o'clock, typically, and then get up around 7 to 8. Depending on how late. Like last night I was up until 2 a.m. so I got up like a little bit later. Like proper DJing, right? But then go get a coffee, come back, do a bit of prep. If I'm videoing, I do a bit of prep for videoing, film, then I edit, and that all in all takes about 4 hours, 5 hours. Then then knock about here. I try to go to the gym in the mornings, like after you said that. So I was doing really well, and then this week I've had too much to do. Which is frustrating because I was crushing it. But I feel like it just goes to that point, the balance point. Like it just felt like there was so many things that I needed to get done, and I think
it breaks your concentration sometimes to do anything. Like there's some days where I'm like, yo, I can't do anything today. Like I have to get 27 things done. And if I even get up to go pee, that breaks my concentration. And it's really annoying. But that's just how it is sometimes. You just gotta like shut up and work some days. Can't do anything.
I think you find it maybe a little bit easier than me because I struggle with getting in front of the camera. I find that very super energy draining. And that like I'm really good at headphones on and just fucking cranking out work for hours straight. I'm really good at that.
I'm opposite, total opposite then.
Really? Like
I would much rather, I could film all day. I could stream. Well, the CyberCongs podcast, I crashed immediately after. Like I got off that. I was still on TikTok live. I like recapped on there for a couple minutes, and then I like turned it off and I was like, okay, I need to go for a run. Like that was the goal. And I literally like turned off the cameras and I was just like,
it's so I get that. I get that a lot. Yeah. It really like
that never happens for me unless it's a really, really big thing.
Yeah, I think yours that was a very high. It was like a really probably emotionally hyped thing. Like you'd really a lot of energy behind, a lot of adrenaline. But yeah, for me, it's I find it very, very psychologically draining, taxing, and like you said the other day, how you kind of get decision fatigue. That's like the creative fatigue impacts everything else. It's like for me at least, like if I spend all my mental energy on, I have to spend so much mental energy on the creation part, whether that's like ideating and all the actual filming, doing, and then the editing, and then fucking hell. This is why like I want an editor as soon as, and it's like that to me will take a lot of like mental, because I want to focus more on what I'm saying in my videos, what I'm talking about, the delivery. And I feel like at the moment I'm kind of like half-assing it. I'm not doing it as well as I could do because I'm thinking about the editing side, which is fucking.
Your videos have been on point lately, so
yeah,
I've really enjoyed your
thanks,
videos.
Man.
So.
I think like I want to make sure that there's a lot more I want to create. But the problem is like with everything else going on, I'm like I don't have the physical capacity to edit, do all the stuff that I want to do. So yeah, that's the biggest goal for me, is getting as rapidly as I can to the point where I can afford an editor, so that I can really put time into both. Like, actually,
are they going to edit everything? Like all the videos? Because a lot of editors, I think it's like $50 to $100
well, yeah.
a video.
So yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it is a lot, and that's why I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, if that frees up 5 to 6 hours of a day,
what would you do?
How I know that I can fill that time with higher value things, like whether that's filming better TikToks that increase my reach. Like I've got a huge list of shit that I can backfill that time with, that can help me propel me to earn more cash. So it's like, and I saw this the other day. One of my favorite YouTube creators they're called Think Media, and they're about YouTube creation, right? Yeah. Guy called Sean Cannell, and he was saying how he was talking about when is the right time to hire an editor, and what he was saying was the right time is earlier than you think. It's when you think you don't have enough, when you think you don't have enough money to like pay for an editor, that's when you should be fucking paying for an editor. That's the time. That's the time when you think, because it's like he said the same thing. He was like, it takes me 8 hours to edit a video. As soon as I have an editor to do that, that's 8 hours I get in my life back. And if think about it, if you're like Cade, if you're charging say $500, $600, $1,000, $2,000 for like a piece of content, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, whatever, for a client, it's like, well, you can then think about it from if I'm charging for say 500 to 1,000 for a TikTok, and it takes me 2 hours to film, or an edit, or an hour, whatever it might be, to do like a highly polished one, then you're like, well, my hourly rate is basically like $250 an hour or something.
Yeah.
And then you just have to start. You have to think of it like a business, right? It's like, so for me, that's the obvious. That's the obvious gap that I can fill in. Which would,
for me, it's tough because I would need to be able to fill that gap with something that makes me money, like directly makes me money. And so for me, I could do it if I had the consistent income coming from somewhere on top of the commissions. And that would only be if I knew commissions weren't going to stop. The issue with me is I don't like commissions could stop. They like, just never know. Like we could go into extended bear market and we could completely see absolutely nothing for the next few months. Like that would suck. Like that's really what happened when I moved. I was like, I'm going to move. I'm going to fork over a ridiculous amount of money to get myself over to Seattle. And then nothing's going to happen for me money wise. And that's exactly what happened. And I was just like, that's going to be really, really, that's not going to work. That can't work if I'm going to have an editor, because I'm pumping out 2 videos a day, usually 1 or 2 videos a day. At least by the way, you should be uploading YouTube shorts. I don't know if you're uploading YouTube shorts, but if you're not, all the TikToks, if you have a TikTok that does anything over a 2x what you normally get in views for TikTok, post that onto YouTube shorts. I've seen they usually go hand in hand together as far as views.
Yeah. Again, it's like, it's having the capacity to do everything. It's like taking the editor out, that 8 hours gives me the capacity to think about that kind of shit. It's like, I don't have the time to even think about creating shorts or adding, because I fucking just don't. So it's like, until I have, it's a chicken and egg situation where it's like, I need to have the time to be able to optimize all of my channels. TikTok, like that's where the YouTube editing is like, that opens up. If I can get out like another 12 hours a week where I can focus on like a TikTok strategy, LinkedIn strategy, Instagram strategy, that's where it's like, okay, well now you're adding way more fuel to the fire, because you're creating lots of different fires.
What if instead of an editor, you hired a content creator planner? Like they planned your content for you for the other apps instead of like forking over a huge amount of leverage or a lot of like just a big thing.
That is also one of the other like tasks is the other area, right? Is like a content, someone that can help me with content planning, strategy, and deployment of it, because that is also like a time. So you're right, like those are the two areas where and I look at this as myself as a business, right? And you have to fuel a business, you have to have expenses on stuff that is like is productive, like a productive you have to add fuel to something that is productive. And for me and you as content creators, it is the quantity of production. So it's how much stuff that can you produce. And for me, the bottleneck is editing, because I want to create stuff that is like relatively highly polished, and the edits that I can do is just not. I can't do that stuff. It's the same for, so again, talking about fucking Hormozy, bring it back. But he said this the other day. He was like, in his social strategy, it was like, how did you strategize for each channel? And he was like, the one thing that we did was that we made sure each channel was like specifically strategized. So we didn't just take TikToks and put them on Instagram. We did Instagram content that was for Instagram. We did TikTok content that was for TikTok. So that's and he was like, that's the kind of like it's and his point was that if you create that type of content for each that is meant for each channel, the viewers resonate to it, because it's like on Twitter you can get away with posting 50 times a day because you can, but on YouTube, like depending on your audience, or Instagram for example, when it's more of like a kind of like a social type of platform where you might have your friends on there and stuff, just hammering like 100 posts doesn't work. So it's creating stuff for the right channel, and that's where I want to get to. I want to be creating the right content for the right channel, and I feel like that's, I kind of know what the right content is, but I just don't have the capacity to create the TikToks that I want to create the Instagram reels that I want to create. And that's frustrating, because I kind of know what I need to do. I just don't. I feel like
you're running on fumes kind of thing. You're like, just can't make all of them work.
Yeah, and it's that's where like the editing stuff. If I all of a sudden have back 12 hours a week or 15 hours a week of time where I can be like, fuck, all of a sudden I can create really decent TikToks, put together a strategy.
And that's going to take a lot of like, you're right with the time factor. I got lucky that I always consumed a stupid amount of content, and like especially in the past couple of years, like I've really paid attention to TikTok, Reels, and YouTube, as far as like what content's popping off and why, because I was trying to blow up, and I've always been trying to blow up. So I'm so like, it's like I don't even know. It's like I know the social media world like the back of my hand, so I know what content will work for a TikTok, and then on Instagram Reels, like I know which videos are going to do terrible, because I'm like, this is not an Instagram Reel type of video. It's just not going to work. Plus, like a lot of TikToks don't work on Instagram. Like maybe 1 in 100 TikToks will work on Instagram Reels, because no one cares about Instagram, or no one cares about NFTs yet on Instagram. But yeah, I think for you, like I don't know how much content you consume on TikTok, but that's like a direct link to how well you'll do on TikTok.
Exactly. It works. Yeah, and I know that, and that's it's like, again, it comes back to I don't have the time to create TikToks, and I don't have the time to ideate and create TikToks. But when I do, that's where like for an example, I'm not even doing this very well, but like I've been good at doing LinkedIn recently, because I've started batch creating on LinkedIn and scheduling posts, so that every day I have posts going live, and that's where I want to get. That's where I want to get to for all channels. But
what have you been doing on LinkedIn?
So I've been doing. There's a couple of I actually bought a link to how to do LinkedIn course from an entrepreneur that I was doing.
Smart.
A guy called Justin Welsh, and he blew up on LinkedIn over the course of like a kind of 18 months. And he posted quite like a lot of like viral content, shareable content. So he did
videos or what?
Sorry.
Is it videos or is it written stuff?
Just like written posts. So stuff like, tactical stuff when it comes to entrepreneurship. And he did a course that was like $100. I think it was like $79 or something. So it's dirt cheap. And I watched it, and just some tactical stuff about how you can leverage LinkedIn. And at the moment, LinkedIn is very much for like Web3. There's a lot of opportunity, especially from a business perspective, because
I want to get into
that's the place where all the brands that we want to eventually work for, that's where they all are. That's where all the e-commerce teams are, the web teams. So if you set a professional profile there and just make it look like you're a professional and that's what you do. But the content I do is news. So I just drop, I do say like today Prada was announced that they were dropping an NFT. I do a little small little synopsis, few lines, put in an image, put in some hashtags, and then put the link in, and then I just one of those a day, just to show them.
Why? What is that? What are you trying to get out of those posts exactly? Are you trying to just network, or is there like a direct, like a specific audience you're trying to go after on LinkedIn with the kind of content?
It's purely just to show that I am somewhat of maybe not an expert, but like someone that is in the space. So it's kind of like validation. This person is Web3, and has a really and has a good solid knowledge base on what on Web3. So if you look at my activity on LinkedIn, it just shows every single day I'm posting about Web3. So
I should do that.
And it's I know, I like it's me and Andres are speaking about it because he sees the value as well, and I think
he's big into LinkedIn,
and it's honestly like I think writing is a very important skill to have. It doesn't take I can schedule a week's worth of posts in an hour, easy.
100%,
and schedule and write so it's I think it's just a bit of a low hanging fruit. I think for the amount of time it takes, I think it's.
But are you getting any engagement? Like I gave up on LinkedIn because I was like, I never get even like a single bit of engagement, like 1 or 2 people, but I know them.
But like, so I've been, to be fair, like this is where I have a little bit of a head start. I've been curating LinkedIn for years. Like I've been adding. Okay. So exactly. So I've got a massive head start. So I have a lot of organic eyes, but there's still you get good reach with like the hashtags and stuff. So people don't engage much on LinkedIn, that as much, but you get people reading posts and you can see the level of reach. Although it says like no one's, only a couple of people have liked it, it will show you that a few hundred people have read your post. So
gotcha. Okay. That's actually really, really smart. I didn't really consider LinkedIn because I was just like, I don't know. Same with Pinterest. Like everyone keeps saying Pinterest is big, and I believe it. I know Pinterest is big. I just I think I'm at my cap. Like I think you've hit your cap, and I'm kind of at my cap too, where I'm like, man, like I can maybe fit in LinkedIn because I already have 50 Twitter drafts, and I could probably pull something out of there and make that work. But yeah, I'm kind of near my cap as well, and I think that probably is a sign. Like, hey, it's time to really start thinking about delegating. But that's
exactly. But that's you have to remember that our game is that Hormozy is an example of that. Like they took it seriously. And they will have hired teams to do all of these things. They would have had an Instagram person, a LinkedIn person, TikTok. Like they would have done this properly. And so when you look at their top line numbers, you're thinking, oh my God, these guys have blown up over the last year. And it's like, well, no, they fucking built teams to deliver this stuff. And so for us as solopreneurs, that is the game. The game is like, how can we get to? I know like Aman spoke about this in a video months ago. He was like, one of my biggest regrets is not hiring a video editor like years ago when when he could have done, spending, maybe it was $1,500 a month for an editor. I mean, keep in mind, obviously, for you it's different because you're doing, your cadence of videos is super high, but for like,
that's my issue, is I'm posting so much. Like, it would be weird almost to have half my videos be edited by a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
And half me.
It would be impossible, and that's where like my I have like a differing strategy in that I'm like, I want to create content. I look at guys like Giancarlo, and this is because like I don't want to go down getting paid for like by clients and stuff, because I don't want to be beholden to them for. I want to create what I want to create, and this Nate said this the other day as well, and I think this goes a little bit to the fact that I think we're a little bit older, and we don't like being told what to do, and that's why we're like, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, but it's so much money though. Like, it's so much money for like the work you're putting in to make the video. And it's, I guess I separate it in my head too, because I'm like, okay, there's content that I want to make for YouTube because I think it's important, and there's content that I make for work, and I separate it. They go on the same YouTube channel, but I separate the two. I'm like, look, this is work. I'm here to fill the commission. They paid me this much money to deliver a product. That's what I'm delivering. So that helps me, because I also don't like being told what to do, but I like being paid more than I don't like being paid what to do. Like, if it's good money. If it's not good money, then of course I'm going to say fuck off. But if it's really good money,
absolutely.
Absolutely. And like, same with circle.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like that, I think like, it's, for like, I think it goes really well with, it fits really well with what you're building as a brand. And like, it just showcasing what you need to do to make things work. And like, I like the way, I think it's for I have my creative style. I have like this fucking, I have the perfectionism thing that hurts a lot for me. Like, that's a real like thing that I struggle with. I fucking hate not being able to create stuff that I'm not proud of. Like, that is more painful than making loads of money, to be honest. That's always been a thing with me across all of the industries that I've worked in. I had it as a dentist. Like, I cared more about the treatment that I did than the money I got paid. And that is one of the things that I think like it can be as like creatively stifling. Like, but yeah, there's so much I want to create, but then it's like, I know that to create what I need to create, I can't edit it. This like, that's the fucking annoying thing. There's so much shit that I want to do, but I need to be able to have a proper editor who, even though I can edit, but it would take me so fucking long that I can't.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating thing. It's like, it is purely, it's to get me to a point where I can create a lot of the stuff that I can't. And a lot of it is like, it's the education stuff. It's the, polished education videos, which I really, really want to do, and I've wanted to do for ages. But
I mean, you can do that like every now and then. You can hire someone just for a video like once a month and be like, I'm gonna put a lot of work in here, and this is a video that's gonna do really well for me. It's like an investment. Like, when I made my Nascent AI tutorial like 9 months ago, I made a video and it got like 17 views at the point. And then like when the bull market came, bro, that video blew the fuck up, and I was like, whoa, all right, like that was a good thing to have right there. And so I think those kind of education videos can really, really give you back. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're not getting paid with ad revenue yet. It's like anything impressive. So it's just like, and I'm still not getting paid anything. I'm still waiting on my fucking monetization. I can't wait to celebrate my 1 year anniversary of waiting from YouTube. It's gonna be great. But yeah, it's like, if you're not seeing any return on any of that stuff, like, you have to. That's where money really helps. And this is one of those things that like what Bento Boy and Brett and Kosher and all those guys did with some of the money that they got from their mint, is they obviously they took some for them because they get a cut. And I'm sure they deploy that into editors, because they all have editors, and that frees up all their fucking time, bro. Like, they're not spending 9 hours a day editing and doing some of this work that they don't have to when they can hire someone else to do it, which is the thing. Like, I would be doing that if I had all that capital to begin with. I just felt weird because I was like, I don't know. For me, I was too nervous to do an NFT project. I was just like, it's not worth tarnishing my reputation this early on.
Yeah.
when you drop a project.
I
we
agree.
just don't know enough.
And I'm the same as you. I'm the same. I'm like, it's how, but I'm also at the same point where like I'm happy. I'm going to be happy scraping fucking by, and I would rather pay for like staff to help me make good shit across lots of channels and eat shit for a period. But I know that will be that's an investment in my like creative like foundation. And yeah, I just like that's the thing I'm like looking forward to doing. I'm trying to figure out that equation at the moment, but
good thing is like we know we will get there. Like it's not a question of if, it literally is a question of when. Like Andres said it perfectly. He's like in a year it will be completely different. Like when the NFT space comes back roaring, it will be different. So it's like we know it'll get there. And for me, I'm still actually deciding. Like for me, I don't spend that much time editing. When I batch film 5 videos, I get stressed because I'm like I gotta edit all of them right now, but I don't. And so my issue is sometimes I'm like I wonder if it would help me more to bring on a content creator helper and be like, hey, I need you to either help me film or come up with every single idea under the sun and really boost me on TikTok and LinkedIn and get those posts. Cause I feel like sometimes that would help me more than an editor. I'm like, you know what? I'll just suffer through the editing. If I have someone helping me on the other platforms, bro, and they all funnel back to YouTube and they all funnel back to getting consoles, that's where I've thought about maybe hiring someone there instead of an editor. And so I'm actively looking, I'm not actively hiring yet, but I'm actively looking at content creators who are killing it. Especially ones who are probably, when I look at their content, I'm like there's some content creators who are building a full brand around themselves. And there's some content creators who are building a brand because they want to work for someone or they want to do it for someone else, or they're trying to just get in the space or just get something on their resume. And obviously if you find someone who's looking to build their own brand, they're probably not going to want to work for you because that would take away time from their own brand. But there are a lot of content creators who are just making content to just get seen so they can get hired. And so I am looking at those content creators, and I follow some of them on TikTok and like Twitter and stuff like that. And I think a lot of big creators are also doing the same. They're probably scouring the people and saying who's the best, like who can I bring on the team. And so Bryce is in there. Bryce is also building his own personal brand. So I'm worried that if I don't bring him on fast enough, he's gonna build his own empire. I'm like, son of a bitch. And plus he's like working on both our teams. Like, man, this guy's gonna be stretched out thin if we all want him. We're all like ripping at his arms. We're like, I want Bryce. Like, I want Bryce.
We both know that Bryce is going to be flying out of the nest very soon, which is what we need, what we want, and what we need to see is that the guy, just starts flying on his own, and which he's setting his foundation of like being a great foundation, and it's just a matter of time, right? Highest bidder.
Yeah, he's got a great foundation. I keep telling him though, he needs to get more specific. He needs to dial in his content. I said the same thing to One. His name is One Mustard Grain on TikTok. When I told him, I was like, look, you need to dial in here and have something that's very specific. When someone hears your name, they need to think of something. And for me, it's typically the Brutally Honest Reviews or it's my podcast. But in general, it's like Cade, NFT YouTuber who makes a shit ton of videos. Like that's basically what people think. And I was like, if you don't have an exact like direct Bryce word, it needs to be that quick, And for Bryce, I was like, you could really leverage the positions you're working in my brand and Tom's brand and talk about very specific shit in there. Like, hey, this exact situation happened 2 days ago, and here's what I did, and here's what you can learn from it. I think that kind of content would fly him up past the moon because some of the content he makes is just too generic. It's too broad. It's good, but as far as like elevating, I think that's where he could really, really jump up the content. He's in school right now, so he's kind of like split on time, which I get. But yeah, I think Bryce will do great things.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's a guarantee. It's fun as well because he's like in our group. So we were just setting up a really cool little. This is actually quite interesting to talk about. So one of the members of our group, again it was Emma, like recommended that we set up a little like investment club fund, and agree.
Dude, I want to live with Bryce. I think that'd be the funniest shit ever. If we had like a content house and if it was us 3 in the house, that shit would be bananas.
I know it would. It would.
Me and Bryce are moving to UK. We're moving to UK.
How sick would that be?
That would be crazy. That would actually be pretty crazy. Yeah, that would be awesome. All right. So what were you saying? You're setting up something?
Yeah,
Discord,
like we're doing like a little group investment fund, and it's through a platform called Prism, where you create like you create a little squad, and you chuck in, everyone chucks in a bit of cash, however much they want to chuck in, and then you
a little treasury.
and you decide on where you want that treasury to be allocated and deployed.
Wow, that's really smart.
We're just playing around at the moment. We're just starting, but like Bryce is getting involved in that, and it's like it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, and Bryce, you could talk about that, bro. Get very specific with that shit. Get a good hook in there, and then just talk about that. I really think, because if you can get specifics on what you do for a brand, that's where brands go, oh wait, Bryce literally does that. Let's bring him on, and that's where you can. And then hopefully you can work up to a position where you're getting like where you're getting a full-time gig, which I fucking wish I could deliver to you. And I'll try my very best to. That's actually like one of my biggest motivators, low key. Like one of my biggest motivators is to get obviously the consistent income, get the sponsorship or something like that. But the other, like one of my biggest goals is to bring Bryce in full-time locally. Like I want him to live near me so we can do stuff together and make content and stuff like that. Because he's really very, very similar in the way we do stuff. And if him and I are right there next to each other, me and you always are doing stuff together too. So it would just be like all three of us, and like I just think it would be. I see it as really.
It was a vibe.
It
was a vibe when we hung out the other day. That was so sick.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. Hell yeah, yeah, man. Honestly, especially for me, sometimes I feel bad because he says I have better jokes though. That's definitely facts. My issue is Alex Hormozy kind of validated me here because he was like, what you do is you pick one thing and you go all in. You don't change. You don't change for anyone. You don't go off on a side quest. You don't fucking let some person drag you this way. And for me, like content has always been it. I'm the guy in front of the camera. That's my thing, which holds me back, I think, because you're doing this whole business venture with the Summit Club. You're setting up all this infrastructure. And like I could probably do that. That just doesn't interest me as much. Like I would rather build the brand around like my content because that's what I like to do. I don't like doing the other stuff. I like to do the filming part. And so for me, I'm like, that's tough because I don't really have that much work for him. Like I'm sure Bryce is busy, but there's also been times where I'm sure he's been sitting around like, God, I wish there was something I could physically go specifically do. And most of the time I don't have that. Like Will's the same. Like when he was my Discord manager, or when he was like he is my Discord, what's it called, head mod. And there's just like not much to do. I'm like I don't have anything for you, fam. Like I'm sorry, I wish I could. I just like I'm not a brand. I'm not a project. I'm not like I don't have things to do right now. I don't have fucking movie nights, and like I don't need to set things up. And so like really the only way it would be to like what Bryce is doing right now, pushing the chat, like pushing conversation, and stuff like that. But it sucks. But I want to bring him on full time.
Well, sure. Like next week, I'm. It's tough, man. We've all got to like. There's no answers to it, and I think being patient and just watching and not jumping the gun is really important, and recognizing that we're still early and still learning. So, next week I'm hoping this weekend to really like nail down what my kind of business proposition is going to be moving forward, which I'm excited about. So I've been speaking one-on-one with basically every member of my group, trying to get a feeling of their sentiment of the market, where things are going, what they want, what they feel would be valuable out of a group. And I feel like I've come to an understanding of what that's going to look like, which is sick.
Hell yeah.
I'll be if we'd be up for it, I'd be able to drop the alpha next week.
100%, dude. And like I always say, well, I don't always say it, I guess I say it sometimes. I was going to say, I mean, you come onto my channel and you make this. I mean, I could do this on my own. I could do a tea time style of a thing on my own. It's just not as fun. And this is just way better just in all aspects in general. So if you ever need stuff on the Summit Club, if you ever need content and stuff like that, or you need me to dedicate a few hours, like I'm in there. I've already taken profit. So we both made each other money. Like I've sent you people to do reviews. You've gotten me some pretty massive flips. And so we kind of help each other out. So if you ever need content or you need help on putting something together, whatever, I'm always down.
Well, I'm excited to explain to you like what I've got planned, because I actually think that the aim is for it to like really to benefit all of the people that are going to be in it, and really like kind of reward like participation and contribution. But what it'll come down to is like just a bunch of people playing around, experimenting, and having fun. Like quite simple. And it's the idea is that I want it to be a place. I don't want it to be something that I really make money from. Like I want it to be self-sufficient, which is exciting because then it means that I can really focus on like content creation and yeah, that's sick. So I'll be
like, is the long term something where you're filming stuff? Like, are you still in front of the camera when you think of a long-term vision, or are you someone who's doing like business stuff? Like, are you like a Brett where he has to do videos because he has to, and then he likes doing the business stuff? Like, what is your future?
I like doing I want to keep on pushing myself. Like that's I feel this past 6 months has been a real step forward in my like personal development from a creation aspect. It's the first time in my life I fucking like fully like just created. And I just think that it's a constant journey, but it always comes down to this has always been the case. I've always been wanting to help educate people, and like that was always the case. It's been my entire life. Like I've always been interested in finding information, processing it, experimenting, and then regurgitating it to people based on my viewpoint and experience. And I feel like I just have I can envisage my journey, and I know that I've got so fucking much to still learn, and I want to make sure that I help others behind me, like the whole ethos of like the Summit Club, which is helping people out.
Summit's infinite, bro. Summit's fucking beyond
exactly
infinite.
bro, exactly. And so it's
such a good fucking you've like dialed in some in the past like 5 months. You're right, you've really gotten fucking good at this shit, especially that dude. That intro is so dialed in, and that outro is so dialed in. Like, they're so good. That's where I'm like, man, I'm glad I have like a saying that I can always go back to, where I don't have to like think about it and put too much pressure on myself to nail the intro and outro because I have it scripted. But yours is so fucking good every time. I'm like, here we go. It's like I can hear the music, like barely I can hear the music creeping up as you're like, and I've got some new projects to sink your teeth into, man. It's just like boom, and I'm just like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, dude. It's the thing. I love that. That's the thing that fucks me off. I want to be more creative. I want to spend more. That's the issue with the editing, is that it takes away from my creativity aspects, like the fucking ideation and creativity, because I'm constantly thinking about how hard it's going to be to edit, and it fucks me off. I want to be like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to put more energy into like crafting the words that come out of my mouth, like really think about shit. It fucks me off that I don't do that. So yeah, that's why I want to do that, because I feel like I've got so much more to give, and it frustrates me that I can't tap into that yet.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. But it is that grind, you know. It's like Alex's story, and we're gonna bring this episode to a close soon, guys. Also, if you haven't liked the video, click that like button. But when he says like the eat shit portion is very real, like it's very real. The eat shit portion of the journey, and he's just like, without that, there was some quote. I don't think it was him, but it was like, without the struggle, there's no story, and it's so true. Like all like the worst moments of my life are like the best ways. Like my brain is almost like credible because of those issues that happen, like fails and failures and stuff. Like, just the part where it blew dick, and it's like, man, like thank God I went through that, because I never would have made it to here if I hadn't gotten through that. And I just look back, I'm like, damn, that sucked. But it's like, man, I'm glad it's over, and that's really all that I think about it after that. But I think here's what I want to do. Maybe we can commit to this live on camera. We can commit to one edited video a month to start. I feel like it's like a good way to intro into the world. Like right now, I'm too scared to hire an editor. I'm like, that's too much money. It's too much to give up right now. It's too much leverage. Also, like I don't want to, because he's gonna edit the video. I'm gonna be like, I don't like this. I don't like that. And I have to change it up. Like, I'm just like thinking about it too much.
And I'm with you. And that is an issue. So there is a little bit of a kind of, there's a balance, because there's you know, I hear people talk about this. It usually takes like a couple of 2-3 kind of people to video edit. The annoying thing is I've seen which editors I want from other creators.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know who they are, and I don't want to ask them. So I know they're out there. That's the annoying thing. I know they're out there, because I know I look at it. I'm like,
I've had a few people reach out. I've had a few people reach out, email and Twitter DM saying, "Hey, I'm an editor." Even saying I'll do it for free. I never say yes, even if it's for free, because I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't want to like. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because if I was an editor and I was reaching out, I would be like, look, I want to do this for you so I can get something out of it, not for you.
Of course, yeah.
And so, but when I get the email, I'm like, I feel like I'm taking advantage of them because I'm like, I want to pay you for your work. I would love to pay you for your work. It's just like, that's just too much to give up right now at this.
I think I honestly,
but I think
it's for you is you just like you keep like chipping away, and then it'll get to an inflection point where you're like, oh, all of a sudden, okay, well, actually, I'm getting money from other sources, and it's kind of things thin out a little bit to where you're like, oh, actually, I've probably got a bit. I can probably think about changing things up a bit, and I think that we'll both know when that time comes. But like you're right. It's like it's kind of dipping your toes in the water and kind of testing that stuff out. But yeah, the main thing is just purely because I just feel like I just feel like I'm not giving everything that I can give, and that's frustrating. Like feeling like I've got way more creative capacity in the tank, and I'm like, I can't even unleash it. That's fucking annoying.
I feel that.
I feel that. So yeah, I'm as soon as that's, and to your point, it's like those two high value things are someone who can help with content strategy and deployment, and the kind of the editing side. Those are the two for content creators like us. That's where you go to, so yeah, it's exciting because I'm like, I know I've got all that in my future. I'm excited to to do that, like learn through that, and that's why it's just this never-ending journey of just and I get to hopefully feed that back. That'll be part of our stories. We'll go through that process, like you've gone through the process you're going through, and you'll be able to teach people. That's where our value comes from. Is giving back the stuff, and that's everything that fucking Hormozy's doing. We talked about it. He's just like he's just teaching everything that he's done.
And that's the key, dude. It's like I feel like I didn't want to teach because I was like, I haven't done it yet, but now I'm at a point I'm like, yo, I've kind of done some of it. I'm like, dude, pretty well on the way there.
You are so experienced and knowledgeable. You are and you've got a very good way of like showcasing that knowledge. Like you've got a ton to give, but you do, to be honest, that's what you do that. Like that is like your TikTok is heavily based around that. So it's not like you do.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about like I had someone leave a comment on a YouTube video saying something about like I suck or like I'm not qualified or something, and I was like, bro, I have like 600 videos on my YouTube channel. I'm like, you can't even tell me that. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm like, I've been here since June. I was like, I've been making videos every day for 9 months. I'm like, that's literally bullshit. And like, it's just so funny. And like with TikTok too, I'm like, I thought about branching into, obviously I've said business, but also content creation, consulting too. The consulting is a really, really lucrative thing. It's hard to, for me, it's harder to get consult calls than it is to get reviews. I get way more reviews than I get consult calls. And I think it's because I'm way more out and open about the brutally honest reviews, and people hear about those more often than consulting. I feel like consulting is almost something that people don't even think about. They're like, well, there's no point even reaching out. Like, I'm not going to be able to talk to them. So they just don't even bother. Or like, I wouldn't have thought to hit up a YouTuber that I know to be like, hey, can I do consult calls? That's not something I would think about. So I think I need to make more content about that. And that's why I'm going to start talking about business stuff, talking about content creation, because that's two things that I just did. And I never really thought I could teach it because I thought I was like a fraud or something. But now I'm like, okay, like I can teach this because I am good at it. And I haven't gone viral, but I'm not here to make viral content. I'm here to make helpful content to get true organic followers. And I think that's super hard to get. So hell yeah.
I'm with you. That's one thing that I really want to do more of is the showcasing my learnings and journey. Like that's again another angle of my content that I feel like I haven't been able to fully flex, which is super. That's exciting for me because I feel like there's lots of value that comes from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did. Hormozy has been life changing the past few weeks. Like just the bit where like there was a clip where he said he was just like, "Look, I'm here." I think it was the intro. He was like, "For those of you who know me, I'm Alex Hormozy. I have nothing to sell you. I'm the CEO of Activision." And I was just like, because it's just like, bro, like the man's done. He's like, he doesn't go fuck, and I'm just like, I need to get there. Like, that needs to be where I'm at.
He is I kind of like well on his way to like GOAT level. Like
that guy is very, very close.
He is close already. Like being jacked as fuck.
Dude, he's fucking joke. His arms are like this. Like this is like what fits in his sleeve. It's just like bulging out of his fucking flannel t-shirt and white beater.
The problem is that he is actually like giga brain. Like he is a giga brain. Like,
bro, he really is.
That's the tough thing is that when you listen to him speak, you do realize he's like Vitalik. Like the level of fucking not knowledge, like the brain capacity is huge.
But then he's also like who's the philosopher I'm thinking of? It's that guy who's Jordan Peterson. He like speaks like him too, but not as like annoyingly. He's just like he's very philosophical and he's very, very like knowledgeable because he's done it. And so I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, that's me in 20 years, literally. Like the guy's like 30. I'm like, that could be me. I'm not gonna build $1 billion business because that doesn't really interest me. But like I could be that. I'm like, I'm interested in philosophy and and especially in the next 6 months, one thing I've kind of gotten away from is doing podcasts about other stuff other than NFTs and interviewing founders. So I'm gonna get back into that because I want to definitely tap into that world a lot more and talk to some interesting people there. But I'm like, man, that's like something that I do, and I'm like, that could be me in 10 years. That could be lit. That could be cool.
Exactly. That's the same with me. Like I genuinely feel like we all have our different paths, and that means that we can all tell our stories differently. And I feel like that's definitely where I see. That's where I see my kind of like my path going as well. Just like building something, learning through the hardship, and then paying that forward by like helping people like learn about it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I was gonna say for yes. Okay. So for people who, because this is like we just went for 2 hours. I mean, I feel like I could go for like another 2 hours, honestly.
Easy,
but I know it's like the end of the day for you. So
I need to get some food because it's fucking 9 o'clock and I'm eating.
Yeah, it is super. It is super late for you. It's about to get the day started for me. I have some things to do today. But yeah, this is a great episode, and everyone who's in the chat, thank you so much for being here. That was especially if you're still here and it's live. Really appreciate you guys being here. And because I want to say thank you. That last torch, I'm just gonna give it away. Someone in the chat, I'm just gonna give that last torch away instead of selling it. All you have to do to enter, just so I know, because there's only 19 people in here right now, so only 19 people at max could enter this. Put out a tweet. Listen to this part because I don't know why it's so confusing. This should not be confusing. Screenshot your screen. Just screenshot you watching us. Whatever it needs to be. It needs to be me and Tom's face in the photo. That's all the information you need to know. Somehow get me and Tom in the photo that you're watching this show. I want you to just tweet us and just tag both of us and say you're watching the show or something. That's all you have to do to enter. Don't say anything about the torches. Just make that post, and if it's in the next 5 or 10 minutes, I'll do that. I'll do that winner thing on TikTok. I'm not gonna, or on Twitter. I'm not gonna do it live because we're gonna hop off here. But yeah, if you want to get that torch and be part of the Joyage Kingdom, that is the only thing you get. You just become a Joyage torchbearer. That's all there's gonna be. We're gonna get a Discord roll in there soon for you guys, and that's really all there is. So appreciate you guys being here. That's gonna be the reward for everyone who's staying here live all the way to the fucking end. 2 hours almost. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Join the kingdom. Follow Tom down below in the description. And I think that's pretty much fucking it, right?
Until next time.
So wait, hit your outro. You have an outro, right? I forget if you have like an exact outro each time, or is it different? Because it usually ends around the newsletter.
It is. Remember that the summit is infinite. We are just here to help each other climb. We'll see you next time. Peace.